So second lecture is all about the switch configuration. Last Thursday is also we committed to understand some basic configuration with the switch throughout that first practical. Here just going through the some other important aspect of the configuring the switch. If you have any doubt throughout the session, just interrupt me and raise the question. There is no issue. So at first we are going to look into the steps that switch is following in the process of starting up. Switch එක start වෙද්දී කොහොමද process එක. So you have some idea how computer start. How computer start? කොහොමද computer එකක් start වෙන්නේ? From where it start? When you switch on the power. Yeah. To boot the program, where it find the start location. It may be hard disk. There is a particular address to fire no? From where it start.
Self-test. No, first.
Yeah, there is a self-test as well. After that, the BIOS will be there, no? But BIOS, right? Then BIOS will direct you to start with the operating system. Then operating system will guide the throughout the whatever the application software and related startup programs. Then computer will start up. The same way, you should have some understand about how switch start up, because then only you can realize what would be the issue if switch is not starting up. Switch එක start වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් මොකක්ද issue එක කියලා ඒතකොට දැනගන්න පුළුවන්. Physical startup of the Catalyst switch. Catalyst is the Cisco product. In the Cisco packet tracer environment, we use that one. Right? Physical startup of the Catalyst switch. Switches are dedicated, specialized computers. Do you agree with that statement? Switch is also a computer. Switch is also a computer. If it is a computer, what it has? It has CPU. It is very clear, no? What are the elements there? At the same time, switch as the this is RAM means yeah, volatile memory. Then in the switch there is a non-volatile or permanent memory also, but in this case just think about the starting up process. So CPU, RAM, operating systems are the key element that switch has, which is very similar to the computer, right? Then switch can be managed by connecting to the console port to view and make changes to the configuration. At the very beginning, we cannot connect with the switch in remote manner. අපිට switch එකත් එක්ක remotely connect වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද මුලදිම? switch එකත් එක්ක remotely connect වෙන්න බෑ මුලදිම. එහෙනම් what we have to do? We have to connect with the switch through the console port. Right? Through the console port. What is that console port? What is the console color of the console cable? Usually the same color is there. Can you remember the console cable? Can you remember the light blue cable?
Blue
these are the console cable, right? Light blue, sometime even dark blue, as someone mentioned. Light blue. There at the moment, some USB support is also there. At the moment with the new switches, USB console cable are also there, but typically this is the nature. These are the console cable. We are not using that for network in the computer. This is just to connect with the switch for basic configuration. Basic configuration. In the simulation environment, you can find the tab called console. So that console will be appear in the real environment. Once you connect one side of this cable to the switch, the other side of the cable, sorry, I would prefer this one. One side of the cable to the switch, other side of the cable to the where? Yeah, computer, right? Usually as a network administrator, even when there is an issue with the switch, network administrator bring the laptop and this console cable to that particular site. Because when there is a problem with the switch, when there is an issue with the switch, we cannot access that switch remotely. The network admin physically should visit the network site with the laptop and this console cable, both laptop and console cable. Then one side, the Ethernet side is connected to the computer. The other side is connected with the switch for troubleshooting the switch. Troubleshooting the switch. For both initial configuration and troubleshooting the switch, we need this console cable to physically connect with the switch. Physically connect with the switch. Every other time, if switch is connected over the network, we can access the switch remotely and do whatever the configuration, right? So can someone answer when we want the console cable? When we want the console cable?
First time switch configuration. Very good.
And yeah,
And
and
troubleshooting process.
yeah, first time initial configuration and troubleshooting the switch. Okay. Switch can be managed by connecting to the console pad via the console cable to view and make changes to the configuration. So to view or make changes to the configuration. If you have already configured the switch, then you can view through that. Once you looked into the configuration, you can do some changes with that. So at the very beginning also, there are some default configuration. Usually you view that and change accordingly to your environment, especially the password you set. There are some default password, right? Once you purchase a switch, there are some default password. So if someone asks, what is the first thing you have to do? What is the first thing you have to do when you start configuring with the switch? What is the first thing you have to do when you are configuring the switch? If someone asks such question, what is your answer? Actually, we did that thing first in the Thursday practical. We have to secure the switch first, right? We have to secure the switch first. Switch come with the default password. We have to set our own password for different modes. For enable mode, there is a password VTY console, right? What is the other password? Enable, just accessing password also there, right? Just to log into the switch, then enable, then VTY and console also there. So that is the first thing you have to do when you are configuring the password. Otherwise, what will be happen actually? If you didn't put the console password, what will be happen? If you didn't, I would say if you didn't change the default password of the Cisco switch, what will be happen? Very common question, right? Nothing much to think. Guys, you have to talk, right? I'm not your enemy.
Anyone can log into the switch.
Sorry?
Anyone can log into the switch. And
Yeah, that is the thing. That is the thing. The security is not enough. Anyone can access the switch. If we didn't set the console password, what is the way to access the switch? Someone should physically reach the switch and plug the console cable. Then with the default password, they can access the switch and do whatever the configuration they want. If we didn't set the VTY password, virtual terminal something, VTY password, I cannot exactly remember what VTY stand for. Usually we say VTY password. Then with if we didn't set that password properly, then someone can remotely access the switch. Remotely access the switch and do some configuration. Do some changes with the configuration. So it is essential to set some password. So although they can either connect through the console cable or remote manner, if we have set proper password for the just logged into the switch and to logged into the enable mode, up to some extent we are secure, right? Up to some extent we are secure, but we should not allow anyone to either physically or remotely reach to the switch, right? We should not allow anyone to physically or remotely reach the switch. Okay, let's move forward and see. It is for you understand about the first thing in the interview also. Someone in the interviewer may ask, interviewee may ask, no? Interviewee, you are the interviewer. You are the interviewee, interviewer will ask, right? හරිද මං කියවා? Anyway, worst case other way around, right? Okay, boot up process of a switch. This was typical exam question. Few times I had asked. I will go forward and come back. There are 6 steps. 6 steps are these. Post, power on self-test check, power on self-test check about the hardware, whether hardware is ready to start, then get into the ROM, read-only memory, ROM load the bootstrap program, and search for the operating system. The operating system in the switch, we call it as the iOS, right? Then ROM to flash, iOS from flash. Then where the iOS is stored in computer operating system, usually in the C drive. In the switch, operating system is located in where?
Flash.
Flash. IO is from flash is loaded. Right? There is a separate non-volatile memory called the flash. It is it is it is dedicated only for the operating system, right? Then non-volatile RAM startup configuration is loaded from the non-volatile RAM. If this is the startup configuration, where is the time? Startup configuration. What it means? Whatever the configurations are permanently stored in the switch. Startup configuration. For you to clearly understand, once startup configurations are loaded, right? Once startup configurations are loaded into the I think it is loaded into the RAM, non-volatile RAM to the volatile RAM, typical RAM. Yeah, it is there, RAM. What it is called? Startup configuration එක පත් වෙනවා තව stage එකකට. මොකක්ද ඒකට කියන්නේ? There are two configuration files.
Running configuration.
Yeah, that is the other one, running configuration file. There are two files. One is the running configuration file. Other one is the startup configuration file. It is nothing much, right? It is something like this. You just open the Word document. This is the new one. This is like a startup configuration file and the running configuration file, both together, similar to that, right? I'm just considering the analogy. Together for a basic switch. Mukut naha, blank thing. There is nothing. We can call it as the either running or startup or similar to that, right? No configuration, but I wanted to just introduce this one as the I will save the save as අපි නිකන් මෙහෙම කියමු. දැන් මොකක්ද උනේ? අපි startup කියන ෆයිල් එක ඕපන් කරගත්තා. මේක මේ ඇත්තටම startup configuration එක නෙමෙයි. Just a startup file. Then we are doing some configuration, right? Now what it has become? Now is it the startup configuration? No. Now it is the running configuration. Now it is the running configuration because we are doing some configuration. Just assume this each and every line for the configuration purpose. What is the difference? Now we had the startup configuration file. Now we open it up and we use it. Now these steps are there in the RAM. මේ ටික RAM එකේ තියෙන. ඒ RAM එකේ තියෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ මේක අපි දැන් close කරන්න ගියොත් save the don't save the කියලා අහනවා. save කරොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? hard එකට යනවා. don't save කිව්වොත් එහෙම RAM එකේ තියෙන එක අයින් වෙනවා. Can you understand? Right? Can you understand that part? Similar, yeah, this is something common. Then once you realize these stages, I can clearly explain the startup and running thing. That's why I'm just explaining this way, right? Now I save it. Now what happened? The document is closed, but it is saved in the startup configuration file. Now I can find that startup file here. I open it up. Now it is hard disk to RAM. Now it is in the RAM. We call this one as running configuration file. Then we are doing something. We are doing some configuration again. Now our running configuration file is updated. But startup configuration file is not updated. There are two files. Startup configuration file and running configuration file. This is the copy of the startup configuration file is loaded first, then do some additional configuration, which is called the running configuration as far as it is stay at the RAM. Once it is go to the permanent memory, we call it as the startup configuration file. So always we use the running configuration file. Always we use the running configuration file, but it is stored as a startup configuration file. So we should save to put everything into the startup configuration file, right? The same understand is there. uh, Here also startup configuration file is loaded from the non-volatile memory. Like I open up the startup Word document from the hard disk to the RAM, then RAM, what will be happen? Boot process is completed as everything is loaded into the RAM. Word document එක open වුණා වගේ, running configuration file එකත් open වුණා වගේ, Word document එක open වුණා වගේ තමයි running configuration file එකත් open වෙන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ switch එකේ ඉඳන් ඉතින් වෙන මොනවා කරන්නද? configure කරනවා මිස. Whatever the lines I entered in the Word document, you can do the configurations. So this is the brief understand, right? Post, ROM, flash, NVRAM, RAM. Then we will look into we will go back and study step by step what is happening there, detailed manner. Any question? මොකක් හරි තේරුණාද දෙයක් තියෙනවද? මෙතන මේක පොඩ්ඩක් නිකන් අදහස අරගන්න. ලොකු දේවල් නෙමෙයි, just get the idea. So flash is the new thing in addition to the NVRAM and RAM. NVRAM represent the hard disk or permanent memory there. Any question? Shall we go back and look into the stepwise? Okay, we will go back and see. As step 1, at first you switch on the power. Then it follow the following step. Switch load the power on self-test. Program is stored in Chrome. Power on self-test කියලා program එකක් තියෙනවා. There is a small set of coding to execute to assure that hardwares are ready to start. So power on self-test program is stored in the ROM, read-only memory. It is also another important memory. Permanently stored there, no any changes with that. Manufacturer put that set of instructions to do the power on self-test. First, check the CPU subsystem. It tests the CPU, DRAM, dynamic RAM means just RAM, and a portion of the flash drive device that makes up the flash file system. Right? So typically it just find out the resources it needs to get into the next step. Then second step, switch loads the boot loader software. Bootloader is small program stored in the ROM and is run. Bootloader is run can pull on the manual. Anyway, immediately after the post successfully complete. Power on self test එකෙන් පස්සේ මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? boot loader software එක execute වෙනවා. boot loading. Right? Then third step, bootloader perform the low-level CPU initialization. Low-level CPU initialization. Then CPU starts with that. It initializes the CPU registers that control where physical memory is mapped, the quantity of the memory and memory speed, because the memory always refers to the, how it refers to the memory? By whatever the address, right? Memory addresses are there. So there are pointers. Pointers are refers to the particular memory address. Then pointer එක තමයි එහෙට මෙහෙට දුවන්නේ. Pointer එක දුවලා point කරන තැන තමයි CPU එක read කරන්නේ. memory කියන එක දැන් අර පොත් රාක් එක පොත් ගොඩක් තියනවා වගේ තමයි. ඔයාලගේ අත තමයි pointer එක. අත යන තැනටනේ පොත යන්නේ. ඇහැ යන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒකට ඇහැ තමයි pointer එක. ඈත ඉඳන් පොත් රාක්කේ බලනවා නම් හවල් පොත කියලා. Your eye is the pointer. In the way that you can understand, just realize the whatever the example. පොත් රැක් එකකින් පොතක් ගන්නවා කියන එක refer කරනවා නම් ඔයාගේ අත තමයි point එක. You refer to the particular book. ඇහැයි අතයි දෙකම එකට යන්න එපා නේද? Very rarely people are looking at the different book and taking the other some other book, right? අහක බලාගෙන වෙන පොතක් ගන්න නැහැනේ. අදාළ පොත දිහා බලාගෙන තමයි ගන්නෙ. So your pointer either hand or eye, you are referring to the one particular book. In the same way, one particular book in the book rack. In the same way, memory also like a collections of books, collections of small bits. Each set of bits has an address, right? CPU register that control where physical memory is mapped. With the CPU, like we have the cache in the computer, right? CPU also has the registers similar to the cache. It holds the physical memory that it should be referred. Quantity of memory, memory speed. Right? Whatever the detailed informations are there in the CPU registers. Right? In the CPU registers. Actually, the first step, yeah, ROM to open up the post. Second step, also ROM, open up the bootloader software. Then bootloader perform to find out the that is step CPU initialization, right? Then in that process, CPU registers will be called. Then fourth step, bootloader initialize the flash file system on the system board. Bootloader initialize the flash file system on the system board. right? Flash mean iOS, right? iOS is located there. Bootloader is starting up with the operating system. CPU initialization is done. Now bootloader has responsibility to execute the operating system. So they looked into the flash file system for that. Finally, the bootloader loads a default iOS operating system software image from flash into memory and hands the control of the switch over to iOS. So far, where the control was, මේ වෙනකන් කොහෙද control එක තිබ්බේ? මෙතෙන්ද කියනනේ switch hands control of the switch over to the iOS කියලා. Control of the switch hand over to the iOS. Before that, where it was? Operating system එකට බාර දෙනකම් process එකේදී කොහෙද control එක තිබ්බේ?
control එක තිබ්බේ සර් ROM එකේ.
ROM එකෙන් load වෙච්ච ROM එකෙන් පටන් ගත්තේ වැඩි. ROM එකේ තිබ්බ පොඩි කෑල්ල. ROM එකෙන් තමයි වැඩේ පටන් ගන්නෙ. ROM එක post එක කරා මෙන්න මෙතනින් කාටද බාර දෙන්නේ? boot load එකට බාර දෙනවා. ඇත්තටම control එකේ තියෙන boot load එකේ. right? තුන්වෙනි step එකෙත් කියන්නේ boot loader perform the CPU initialization. හතරවෙනි step එකේදීත් කියන්නේ boot loader initialize the flash file system. පස්වෙනි එකේදීත් කියන්නේ boot loader locate and load the default iOS. කවුද එහෙනම් control කරේ?
bootloader.
bootloader එක. bootloader තමයි control කරන්නේ. ඒක ගන්නෙ කොහෙන්ද? ROM එකෙන්. ඒක ඇත්ත. ROM එකෙන් තමයි වැඩේ පටන් ගන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ permanent initialization memory එකක් තියෙනවා චූටි. එතනින් තමයි bootloader එකට refer කරලා bootloader එක තමයි හැබැයි bootloader එකට බාර දෙන්න කලින් ROM එක check කරලා බලනවා. perform self test කියන instruction set එක එයා ගාව තියෙනවා. ඒක කතන්දරයක් වගේ මතක තියාගන්න තියෙන්නේ. There are no much big deal if you understand this step. එක එකපාරම තේරෙන්නේ තමයි you can ask question and confirm yourself what is happening with the switch. මේක ඇත්තට වෙනදී හරියට confirm කරගන්න. Then you can understand. Don't try to remember by heart. Then you will forget at the exam. මොකද්ද මේ කතන්දරය කියලා. හැමතිස්සෙම වැඩේ පටන් ගන්න read only. computer එකත් එක්ක compare කරන. read only memory එකෙන් තමයි පටන් ගන්න. read only memory එකේ පොඩි set of instruction තියෙනවා power on self test වලට. ඒක success වුණොත් එහෙම ඒක direct කරන boot load එකට. ඊට පස්සේ boot load එකට වැඩේ බාර දෙනවා අරක power on self test success නම්. දැන් boot loader තමයි වැඩේ පටන් ගන්න. CPU එක check කරලා බලනවා. CPU එක ready. ඊට පස්සේ flash එක check කරලා බලනවා. flash එක ready. flash එක ඊට පස්සේ flash එකෙන් iOS එක load කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ ඒක බාර දෙනවා whatever the control shift from bootloader to the iOS. After that, iOS operating system then initialize the interface using the Cisco iOS command found in the configuration file startup configuration, which is stored in the NVRAM. So after that, whatever the startup configurations will be executed to initialize the switch. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් කෙනෙක්ගේ තව කම්පියුටර් එකකුයි මගේ එකයි වගේ එකයි දෙකම එක විදිහට ඕපන් වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ. මම දාලා තියෙන ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් වෙනස්, මම දාලා තියෙන ඩෙස්ක්ටොප් බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එක වෙනස්. මගේ ස්ටාර්ට්අප් ඇප්ලිකේෂන් විදියට දාලා තියෙන එක වෙනස්. ඔයාලගේ ස්ටාර්ට්අප් ඇප්ලිකේෂන් විදියට වෙනස්. මගේ Google Drive එක sync වෙන හැමතිස්සෙම ඔක අයින් කරන්න කියලා හිතන් ඉන්න හැමදාම බැරි වෙනවා. නමුත් ඒකට it takes time. ඒක ස්ටාර්ට්අප් දාලා තිබ්බොත් it takes time. ඒ වගේ එක එක කම්පියුටර් ලෝඩ් වෙන්නේ එක එක විදිහට නේ වගේ iOS එකත් ලෝඩ් වෙන්නේ එක එක විදිහට ස්විච් ස්ටාර්ට්අප් කන්ෆිගරේෂන් එකේ තියෙන විදිහ. Okay, any question? All those 6 steps are summarized here.
සර් අපි ඔය රනින් කන්ෆිග් සේව් කරද්දී ඔය RAM එකේ තියෙන කප පස්සට ගිහින් සේව් කරලා දෙන්නේ.
තේරුන්නේ
නෑ අපි ඔය මේ ඔය දැන් ඔතන තියෙන ඉමේජ් එක ගත්තොත් ඔය දැන් අගම තියෙන RAM එකනේ.
ඔව්.
ඔතන අපි ඔතනනේ අපේ රනින් කන්ෆිග් ටික තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි
ඔව්.
දැන් ස්විච් එක කන්ෆිගර් කරගද්දී ඔතන තියෙන්නේ.
ඔව්.
දැන් අපි ඔක සේව් කරලා
ඔව්.
සේව් කරාම ඔතනට NVRAM එකට ආපහු පස්සට ගිහින් සේව් කරගන්නවා. එතකොට අපි
ඔව්.
ස්විච් එක ආයෙ රීස්ටාර්ට් කරොත් මේ ඔතනින් ඒ කියන්නේ මේ පවර් ඔෆ් කරන්න නැතුව රීස්ටාර්ට් කරොත් ඔතන ඉඳන් වැඩ කරන්නේ NVRAM එකේ ඉඳන්ද
රීස්ටාර්ට් කරොත් අනිවාර්යෙන් පවර් ඔෆ් වෙලානේ on වෙන්නේ.
එහෙම නැත්නම් රීස්ටාර්ට් කරනවා
රීස්ටාර්ට් කියන්නේ ස්ටාර්ට් කියන්නේ ස්ටොප් and ස්ටාර්ට් දෙකම එකට වෙනවනම්
හරි හරි සර්
ඒක තමයි ඒකට උත්තර. රනින් කන්ෆිග් එකේ තමයි අපි වැඩ කරගෙන ඉන්නේ. ඒකේ අවුලක් නැහැ. ඒක සේව් කරා කියලා ලොකු දෙයක් වෙන්න නැහැ. ඒක ආපහු ස්ටෙප් එකකට යනවා කියලා වෙන්නේ නැහැ ඇත්තටම. මොකද ලෝඩ් කරන්න කියලා දෙයක් නැහැ නේ වැඩ කර කර දැන් මම Word document එකේ වැඩ කළා වලට පෙන්නුවේ ඒකයි. මට startup configuration කියලා save වෙච්ච ෆයිල් එකක් තියෙනවා. මම ඒක open කරනවා. ඒක open කරලා ඒකේ වැඩ කරනවා. වැඩ කර කර හිටියදී මම save කරොත් ඒක අර startup එකට ආය යනවා. නැත්නම් අර වැඩ කර කර ඉන්න environment එක running විදිහට තියෙනවා. ඒක save කරොත් විතරයි startup එකට යන්නේ. startup එකට යන්නේ එක පාවිච්චි වෙන්නේ switch එක start වෙන වෙලාවට විතරයි. Every other time it use the running configuration file. මේ switch එකක් start වෙන process එකේදී විතරයි startup configuration එක ඕමනා වෙන්නේ නේ තේරුණාද? අනිත් හැම වෙලාවෙම running configuration විතරයි. දැන් අර මගේ Word document එකේ startup එක ඔහේ save වෙලා තියෙනව නේද? මේක ඇත්තටම configuration file එකක් නෙමෙයි. ඒකින්ද තමයි ඒක ඒ කියන්නේ I will just open it up again and explain the situation. That mean if this is the starting up process, start වෙන process එක නම් මේක ඒ process එකේදී ගිහිල්ලා මේක startup එක open කරගන්නවා. ඔන්න දැන් startup එක run වෙනවා. ඒකෙන් හදා ගන්නවා running configuration file එක. ඒක තමයි මේ හදාගන්නේ. මේ starting කියලා වැටලා තියෙනවා. දැන් starting configuration file එකෙන් running configuration file එක හදා ගන්නවා. කොයිම වෙලාවකවත් මේකෙන් පස්සේ startup configuration file එක open use වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැමතිස්සෙම තියෙන running configuration file එක. හැබැයි අපි save කරන වෙලාවට startup configuration file එකේ running configuration file එකේ status සමාන වෙනවා. status දෙක සමාන වෙනවා. ඒ දෙකේම තියෙන එකම දේ. නමුත් අනිත් හැම වෙලාවකම දැන් අපි මේක start වුණාම බලමු. Let's give some time. This is like computer is starting up. Right. Now this is the startup configuration file or running configuration file. මේකට මොකක්ද කියන්නේ?
running configuration
මේක running. මොකද මේක අපි වැඩ කරන්නේ හැමතිස්සෙම running නේ. අපි startup එකේ වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක save වෙච්ච hard disk එකේ තියෙන එකනේ startup කියන්නේ. ඒකත් එක්ක අපි වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. මේක running. දැන් අපි දැන් හැබැයි මේ වෙලාවේ startup configuration file එකේ status එකයි running configuration file එකේ status එකයි දෙකම සමානයි. මොකද මේක පටන් ගත්ත ගමන්නේ. දැන් කවුරු හරි ඊට පස්සේ switch එක configure කරන්න යනවා කියන්නේ new text එකක් add කරනවා. new text. දැන් මම new text එකක් add කරා. දැන් running configuration file එකේ new text කියලා අමතර දෙයක් තියෙනවා startup configuration file එකේ නැති. දැන් එහෙනම් මේක අපි මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ? save කරන්න ඕනේ. අපි මේක save කරනවා කියන්නේ now saved. මේ settings ටික අලුතෙන් දාපු settings ටික අර startup configuration file එකේදී save කරා switch එක start වෙන වෙලාවට එයා ඒක පාවිච්චි කරගනි. අපිට දැන් මේ වෙන වැඩවලට බලපෑමක් නැහැ. නමුත් switch එක ඊළඟ පාර start වෙද්දී ඒක පාවිච්චි කරගනි අර කරපු විදිහටම. අපි open කරගත්තා වගේ. In case you are doing some other additional configuration, additional text, our configuration එකක් කරා. දැනුත් ඔන්න running configuration එකේ status එක වෙනස් වුණා startup එකට වැඩි. එයි මේක save කරපු නැති එකක් තියෙනවා running එකේ. හැබැයි මේක we can just skip without saving. Then that thing will not be appear in the startup configuration file. Now running configuration file is also close means switch is off now. Switch is off now. No running configuration file mean switch is off now. Switch එක on වෙලා තියෙන හැම වෙලාවෙම running configuration file එක run වෙනවා. ඒක පටන් ගන්න startup configuration file එකේ copy එකක් ඉස්සෙල්ලම දාගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ඒකට තමයි අලුතෙන් instruction add කරන්නේ running configuration file එක හදාගන්න. Instruction add කරන්නේ නැති වෙන වෙලාවට we can use the whatever the available startup configuration file will be open in the startup process of the switch. Then we can use all these configuration throughout the process of switch is running. Switch හැමතිස්සෙම configure කර ඉන්නේ නැහැනේ. switch එකේ configuration ටික දීලා අපි බලාගෙන ඉන්න තමයි තියෙන්නේ. මොනවා හරි trouble shoot එකක් වුණොත් තමයි reconfigure කරන්නේ. ඒතකොට running configuration එක හැමතිස්සෙම startup config එකේ copy එකක් අරගෙන වැඩ කර තමයි තියෙන්නේ. Right? I think you got the idea. If you didn't, you can raise the question. Otherwise, actually difficult to move forward, right? Question කරාදී තමයි දැන් දන්න කට්ටිය හරි නිකමට හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන්න. එතකොට තමයි අනිත් කට්ටියටත් පොඩ්ඩක් motivation එකක් වෙන්නේ. අපි බලමු පන්තියේ ළමයි 9 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. හොඳයි. Yeah. Many of them have used the first name within bracket registration number. සමහරු number එක විතරක් දාලා Malshani, you have to put and Malaka first name within bracket registration number might be good. Himansa Bandara, you have to put the whatever your good name within bracket registration number. Okay, then I would ask question from Hakmanage. Hakmanage, are you in position to talk? $27. Yeah. Did you understand the steps?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then let me know where the iOS operating system is stored in which memory. Like Windows operating system, usually we store in the C drive. Where the iOS operating system is stored. ඒකත් නිකන් කුප්පියක් වගේම කියලා හිතලා ප්‍රශ්න අහලා තේරුම් ගන්න. එච්චරයි මම කියන්නේ. No need to have separate කුප්පි. අපි ඉතින් කුප්පිනේ දැම්මේ ඉතින්. අපි කුප්පි දැම්මේ නැහැ අපි කුප්පි ගියා.
Flash memory?
Yeah, it is flash, right? It is flash. So who called that flash memory? What is the program which call for that flash memory? කොහෙන්ද flash memory trigger වෙන්නේ කොතනින්ද?
Bootloader.
Yeah, bootloader in the ROM call for the flash memory, right? I think that's it. Any more question? Remember that, right? Typically, that is in the exam. In the past papers, you may check. I don't know whether it will be appearing this time, but it was there in the papers. Anyway, this is for very important for you to face some interviews at the very beginning. Sometime this general question will be asked. Okay, now we are getting into the indicators, right? We are getting into the indicators. There are few LED indicators having some explicit meaning. They are telling something to us. LED විදිහට තිබ්බට LED එකේ අර color light වල වෙනස වගේ මේකෙත් තියෙනවා meaning එක. What are they? Right? Typically only this is actually only for the Cisco. However, these format is followed by many other vendors as well for uniformity. So this is about the 2960 switch, right? So one, it says system LED, SYST කියලා තියෙන system කියන්නේ system LED. Then RPS, RPS stand for what? I cannot exactly remember RPS. Nope, I'm not sure, but there is a LED for that. We will check if you want. At the end, maybe with some other terms that we couldn't understand. Then third one is the status. Status. This is the default mode. Then for port duplex mode. Duplex. You can find the text here. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5 speed. 6 power over Ethernet. Power over Ethernet, right? PoE. 7 button mode. This button. 8 portlets. This one. Oh, here 1 and 2. These portlets. Right? If this port 1 is up, these indicators will this one will indicate that port 1. This one for the port 2. Likewise, all the ports, the indicator is there. Depending on its color, it just gives some indication. Let's check what RPS stand for. Yeah, true. Yeah, redundant power system. Thank you for that. That means whether there is a redundant power supply is there. Right? So, are you familiar with these LEDs? Anything new for you?
not very familiar sir ඔය redundant power supply මේ කියන්නේ මේ අපි ස්විච් එකට ඒ කියන්නේ එක පවර් එකක් නෙවෙයිනේ පවර් දෙකක් දෙද්දි එකක් බිඳුනොත් නේද එතන ඒතකොට ලයිට් එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් දෙකම බිඳුනොත් කොහොමද ස්විච් එක ඔන් වෙන්නේ නැහැ
නේ ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඔරිජිනල් පවර් එකෙන් දැන් රන් වෙවි ඉන්නේ. ඒ අතරතුර UPS එකක් වගේ එකක් ගහලා තියෙනවා නම් කියනවා redundant power supply එක තියෙනවා කියලා green පෙන්නනවා. UPS එකක් නැත්නම් redundant power supply එක නැහැ කියලා amber පෙන්නනවා. දැන් අපි කම්පියුටරේ ලැප්ටොප් එකට නම් නෑ මොකද ඩෙස්ක්ටොප් කම්පියුටරේට UPS එක ගහලා තියෙන වෙලාවටයි නැති වෙන වෙලාවටයි ඒක ඉන්ඩිකේට් කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් මොකක් හරි ඉන්ඩිකේටර් එකකින් ඒක වෙනස තේරෙනවා. දැන් UPS එකක් ගහලා දැන් UPS එකක් ගහලා නැහැ. ඔතන ඉන්ඩිකේටර් එකෙන් පෙන්නන්නේ ඒක green amber. System is running properly or not. System like redundant power supply is available or not. Port status. Port status, two status should be, we'll check with that. Anyway, it is about the ports are up or not. But the thing is whether it consider when at least one port is up or when how it manipulate the different signals, right? Duplex mean whether it support full duplex or half duplex. Different indicators will be there. Speed depending on the 10 Mbps, 100 Mbps, 1000 Mbps. The indicator is blinking in different speed as I can remember. Let's check with that as well. It will be there in the future slides. Then speed we discuss power over Ethernet. Then at the today's world, that is very contemporary topic, providing the network over the electricity line. The only thing is technology is available. The implementation part, electricity board, as far as I am aware, electricity board is not in position to launch such networks as per their registration. Electricity board is to provide the electricity service over the nation, but they are not established to provide the power over Ethernet facility. Otherwise, as far as electricity is available at every house, we can provide the power over Ethernet facility as well without having much effort. However, many countries are using power over Ethernet, now getting into the power over Ethernet. So present day switches are supporting for the power over Ethernet. If the particular switch is using that, green, otherwise amber. Likewise, different indicators are for different purpose. Two messages are there. Okay, Bandar, you have put the attendance at the very beginning, but I'm just counting the attendance at the end, right?
Sorry sir, මේ අර rename කරද්දී වැරදිලා.
Okay, but it's okay. And redundant power supply, that implication that is there in the chat. Don't put the attendance, Ahmad. We are waiting at the end for the attendance. අන්තිමට තමයි attendance දාන්න තියෙන්නේ, right? Maybe in the middle when I ask. Okay. Right. Before going into that, we will take few minute break. At 8:30, we will start the session, right? 8:30. Is it okay? Just have some water and have a change and come. We will continue until 10 o'clock. You can find the front panel of the switch has several lights to help monitor systems activity and performance. So actually, network administrators, you may have seen in the network room, there are many switches, right? They are not observing it at all. No? That means when there is an issue, they go and attend. At that time, if those indicators, right? If those indicators are in the sorry, I would say like this, the indicators just describe the problems. If it is the amber, it means the particular port, there is a maybe connectivity is lost, right? Regarding that port indicators, the so it just helps for troubleshooting the network, because once the issue is identified and need to do something, right? When they attend to the network room, they can directly find where the issue is through these indicators. They already realize they realize that there is an issue, but to find out the exact place, maybe the switch, maybe the particular port, maybe redundant power supply is down or something like that. Whatever depending on the indicators we have, we may have issues to address, right? So these lights are called the light emitting diodes, LEDs. You know that. Front of the switch has the following LEDs as we discussed: system LED, redundant power supply LED, port status LED, port mode LED, port duplex LED, right? Port speed LED, power over Ethernet mode LED. So depending on the different version of the switch, these would be different. At that time, what you have to do, you have to look into what? Actually, these are just teaching is just guiding you, right? Teaching is guiding you. We are referring to the particular one switch, 2960. But some other switch may have different combination of the LED. Right? Different combination of the LED. So at that time, you should look into the manual, right? Manual. Maybe you may be able to understand whatever the labels mentioned here. Based on that, you can have some understand. Other than that, you find the manual of the switch to have better understand about the different LEDs.
So trouble shooting කියන්නේ මේ physical layer trouble shooting විතරයි නේද? පුළුවන්.
It means
ඒ කියන්නේ LED එකකින් පෙන්වන්නේ දැන් අපි මේ ස්විච් එකට කොහොමත් ඔය physical ඔක්කොම physical layer එකේනේ බලන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ bottom ඉඳන් trouble ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් හිතන්නකො කේබල් එකක් කොහෙන් හරි ඩැමේජ් වෙලා කියලා ඒ port එකේ LED එක බලපු ගමන් බැලුවාගෙන ඒ වගේ මේ අපිට ස්විච් එක ඩවුන් වුණත් සිස්ටම් LED එකේ වගේ අපිට ඒ කියන්නේ අර ලේයර් හතෙන් මේ ෆිසිකල් ලේයර් එකෙන් උඩ ලේයර්ස් වල තියෙන ඒවා මේ උතනින් බලන්න බෑනේ. ඒක නදන්නේ මං කිව්වේ ඒක.
නෑ ෆිසිකල් ලේයර් එකෙන් උඩේව බලන්න බෑ කියලා කියන්න බෑ. මොකද දන්නවද දැන් මොකද ෆිසිකල් එකකින් හිතන්නකො IP අවුලක් වෙලා නෙට්වර්ක් එක කනෙක්ටිවිටි නැති වුණා කියලා. එතකොට ඒත් කියන්නේ කනෙක්ටිවිටි එක නැහැ කියලානේ නේද? ඒත් if they can't communicate, I think it becomes amber. Physical connectivity එක විතරයිද? I'm not sure about that.
So මේ ඒ කියන්නේ කනෙක්ටිවිටි එක කියන්නේ ඔය port වලට plug කරා ඒ කියන්නේ port status එකේ පෙන්නන්නේ සර් port එක ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ port එක
port status එකේ up and down කියන්නේ yes port is then simulation environment එකේ IP දැම්මත් නැත මේ port එක port එකයි computer ඒ කියන්නේ switch එකයි computer එකයි link වෙලා තියෙනවා නම් just become the green නේද? නිකන් port එකේ configuration එක නම් ඕනේ නැහැ. ඒකද always in that situation? I'm not sure. Anyway, it just gives some indication whether the
නෑස මම මේ ඔය සිස්කොලාගේ වීඩියෝ එක පෙන්නවා මේ ඒ කියන්නේ එක ස්විච් එකකට එක පැත්තකට පෝට් එක ප්ලග් කරලා අනිත් පැත්තේ ප්ලග් නොකරත් මේ අර ප්ලග් කරපු පැත්තේ ස්විච් එක පෙන්නනවා පෝට් වැඩ විදිහට අනිත් පැත්තේ ඒක පෙන්වන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක මේ යාලා කරලා වෙන හබ් එකකටයි ස්විච් එකකටයි මේ කනෙක්ට් කරලා පෙන්නන අර පෝට් දෙක. මේ එතකොට හබ් එකේ පෝට් එකයි ස්විච් එකේ පෝට් එක දෙකම වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට හබ් එකේ එක ඔෆ් කරලා අනිත් ස්විච් එකේ එක දාලා පෙන්නනවා. එතකොට ඒකත් වැඩ. එතකොට දෙකම දාලාත් පෙන්නනවා. එකම විදිහට තමයි පෙන්නේ.
Okay, then the situation should be attached to the physical connectivity, right? In that case, but if it is amber, green is for, if it becomes amber, it means something issue with some other aspect. There are different indicators. Let's move forward and see. Actually, one is the green thing is will indicate the physical connectivity. What would it indicate when it is amber? Let's look into the detail, right? There are different situations. I'm not sure whether it is specific to the physical, but I always think that it just gives some indication for troubleshooting. Let's look into the more detail further, right? Now, one by one, system LED. System LED shows whether the system is receiving power and functioning correctly. That means primary power source is connected with the switch and it functioning correctly, right? If the LED is off, right? If LED is off, means the system is not powered. If LED is green, system is operating normally. If LED is amber, system is receiving power but is not functioning properly. That stage, is that due to the physical thing? I think when net switch is in crash, it shows the amber. The crash might be due to the wrong configuration, right? The green thing is okay, connectivity is there, and the operating whatever the maybe running configuration file is running configuration file is working properly, right? No issue with that. But if there is a crash with the running configuration file and switch is not functioning properly, that will indicate by the amber. Not necessarily to be at the physical layer level at that stage. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, එතෙන්දී හරි නේද? එතකොට physical නෙමෙයි එතෙන්දී. Just I think with the green thing it will indicate especially Ethernet indicators, Ethernet port indicators green, but every other time there might be some differences, right? Yeah, it depends on the, even different vendor may introduce different way to indicate the LEDs. So just have some understand, it gives some indication. Then we are going to look into the different LEDs with this specific switch, right? So redundant power supply, if the LED is off, redundant power supply is off or not properly connected, right? If the LED is off, it is obvious redundant power supply is off or not properly connected, right? This is the off situation. Then green, RPA is connected and ready to provide the backup power. Okay. Then blinking green, RPS is connected, but it is unavailable because it is providing power to another device. Okay, redundant power supply is connected with the many devices. At the moment, it is providing power to another device. Right? Then further it says, if it is amber, RPS is steadily standby mode or fault condition. Standby mode or fault condition. Right? If it is amber. Blinking amber, internal power supply in the switch has failed. And the RPS providing the power. Blinking amber mean redundant power supply is providing the power. So different status. Any question with that? Nothing much, right? You have to understand there are 5 different states: off, green, blinking green, amber, blinking amber. මේ පහක් තියෙනවා කියලා පහ මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ. I'm just saying that 5 different status මෙහෙම තියෙනවා කියලා දැනගන්න. එතකොට මේකෙන් එකක් හෝ කීපයක් එකක් නෙමෙයි එකක් දෙකක්. Few of them will be there for any switches or more than that. නැත්නම් different combination. We don't know with some other switch how it will work. But redundant power supply has a LED and it has different status. These will not be asked at the exam because these are for some common understanding to work with the switch, right? Port status LED. That is the one you referred. That means status of the port, whether it is connected, not connected, such thing. Indicated that port status mode is selected when the LED is green. Indicate that port status mode is selected when LED is green. Right? What is the status when it is green? Port status mode is selected. Status කියලා තියෙනවානේ switch port mode. Sorry. Indicate that port status mode is selected when LED is green. I think it is just a connected, no, physically connected. This is the default mode. When selected, the port LEDs will display color with the different meanings. If LED is off, there is no link. Or port is administratively shut down. You know how to shut down the port, right? Do you know how to shut down the port? If you don't know, that means you didn't attend the previous lecture. We administratively shut down the ports at the Thursday practical class. If the LED is green, link is present. If LED is blinking green, there is an active and the port is sending and receiving data. Green and just connected, blinking green now sending and receiving data. Alternating green amber, there is a long link fault with the link. So fault can be physical damage. What else it can be? Yeah, in this case only the physical damage. No, otherwise Ethernet cable cannot do anything. Cable wise, it is just the physical connectivity, right? because it cannot think about the configuration files. Ports can't do anything. This is specific LED port status LED. Just think about the physical connectivity, right? If LED is amber, port is blocked to ensure the loop does not exist in the forwarding domain. Okay. With that, actually, we have to go beyond the physical layer. No? How it is ports? Have you ever heard about the blocking the port administratively? It is in addition to something go beyond that physical layer level. Physical layer level, whatever you mentioned, the physically, if there is a damage, yes, it will be appear as what is that? Alternating green number, whatever the link fault, right? Amber, what is the situation with the amber? This is not common, so I will highlight. Ports is blocked to ensure the loop does not exist in forwarding domain. Then අපි loop එකක් තිබ්බොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? If there is a circular path, what is the problem? Data will be copying repeatedly. Data will be copying repeatedly. නේද? loop එකක් තියෙනවා නම් දැන් data transfer වෙන්නේ කොහමද? එතකොට අපි we have to avoid the loops. දැන් අපි කියනවා data source එකකින් destination එකට යන්න කියලා අතහැරලා දානවානේ. source එකකින් destination එක හොයාගෙන යන්න කියලා just drop into the network. But if there are loops in the network, not like human, they are not able to think, they just moving over the loop. For example, I just asked someone to go to the Moroto University. They will start the journey from the get out from the main gate and go through the airport road and come back from the Kandawala road, go back and circulate airport road, Kandawala road, airport road, Kandawala road, but they are not going to the Moroto University. By looking at the traffic over the Kandawala road, or due to some other reason, I may block the Kandawala road. Then they have no opportunity to come back to the university, no? They may go out from the airport road and they may choose either go right or left from the airport junction. Because I have blocked the Kandawala road. Likewise, once we have the circular path in the network, we have to block circular path to avoid the circles. So that thing are not happen manually some cases. We are going to look into the future lectures. What is that? Spanning tree protocol. Search if you are interested. Spanning tree. Whatever the network topology is arranged as a tree. Whatever the network topology is arranged as a tree. Right? Then loops are not there. ගහක් වගේ තියෙනවා නම් loops තියෙනවද? නෑ. Spanning tree. විහිදිච්ච ගහක්. අන්න ඒ වෙලාවට අපිට අර circular path වල තිබ්බේවා block කරන්න විතරයිනේ පුළුවන්. පාර අයින් කරන්න පුළුවන්. අපිට කඳවල පාර අයින් කරන්න පුළුවන්. කඳවල මෙහි airport road එකකින් යන එක්කනේ ආයි university එකට කඳවල පාරෙන් එනවා කියලා කඳවල පාර අයින් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑ. We just block the කඳවල road. Have a barrier at the Kandawala road. So in such situation, amber will be appear. So it is very convincing at this stage. This is not considered the only the physical layer level. This just go into the that I think spanning tree protocol appear at the not sure about the layer. Whatever the upper layer level, right, is not forwarding the data. So Kandawala road is blocked, not forwarding the data. Whatever the circular path is not appear furthermore, so it will not be circulate the data. if the LED is blinking amber, the port is blocked. The port is blocked to prevent a possible loop if the in the forwarding domain. Right? LED is blinking amber. What is the situation? Port is blocked to prevent the possible loop in the forwarding domain. Sorry, this is the situation where spanning tree protocol adapted. Block to prevent the possible loop in the forwarding domain. This one is about the port is blocked to ensure the loop does not exist. Is forwarding domain is not forwarding the data. Same thing. Typically, ports will remain in this state for first 30 seconds after being activated. I can මුලින්ම තියෙන amber කතා මුලින්ම අපි simulation environment එකේ connect කරත් amber නේ තියෙන්නේ. But what is the difference in between these? I cannot exactly. Both are preventing the ensure the loop does not exist. Okay. දෙකේ චූටි වෙනසයි තියෙන්නේ. Both are discussing the same thing. Block the one of the path to ensure the no loop, to ensure that there is no loop. First case, right? First case, no one knows whether there will be loop or not. Loop එකක් තියනවද නැද්ද කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ. කෝකටත් හොඳට කියලා block කරනවා. Block කරලා check කරලා බලලා loop එකක් තියේද නැද්ද කියලා check කරලා බලලා තමයි block එක අරින්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අපි cable එකක් ගැහුවා කියන්නකො. Cable එකක් ගැහුව ගමන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? In between computer and switch නම් always actually no loop. But if there is a link in between two switches, what will be happen? Link it between two switches. We don't know whether there will be another link. Then mamai tarindai Prabhatui. We three are switches. Previously, I connect with the Prabhat, I connect with the Tarinda. We two have the link. Now later on, Tarinda and Prabhat also want to connect. මොකද උනේ? All three are switches. I connect with the Prabhat, I connect with Tarinda. Right? Later on, Tarinda and Prabhat want to have a physical connection. අන්නේ කතාව ගැන චුට්ටක්. If there is a physical connection, if there is a network cable running from Prabhat to Tarinda, right? Prabhat to Tarinda, it will definitely introduce the circular path. Introduce the circular path. So at the very beginning, we just connect the one cable in between the two switches. We just in the first stage, because it assure when we just connected, we just make it amber first. A switch දෙක අතරේ connect කරන link එක ඉස්සෙල්ලා amber තියාගන්නේ why? They wanted to further check whether there will be a circular path or not. Circular මේක මම කරන වැඩේ හින්දා circular path එකක් ඇති වෙයිද නැද්ද කියලා එයාලට බලා ගන්න ඕනේනේ. ඒක හින්දා එයාලා ඉස්සෙල්ලා amber කරගෙනම තමයි වැඩේට බහින්නේ. Right? The links will be amber and they get into the connectivity. Later on, they realize whether there is a circular path or not. If there is a circular path, it just connected. and if there is a circular path, if just make it one link is blocked and establish the connection. Otherwise, in this situation, actually there is circular path, so definitely there will be a one side will be amber at the very beginning. At the same time, blinking amber will be appear after that. At the very beginning, amber, after that blinking amber. Why? Circular path is exist, so I have to make sure one link is blinking and blocked. One link is blocked, then indicator will be a blinking amber. At the very beginning, not sure whether there will be a circular path or not, so assure to ensure that there will not be any circular path, make the amber at the two end. Prabhat ge end eketh amber, anit පැත්තෙත් amber. Right? Both in amber. තේරෙනවද කියන කතාව? Just try to understand. I will answer for the questions. Just raise the question. Give me a second, right? දෙකේ වෙනස තේරුණාද? Amber blinking amber දෙක වෙනස මොකද්ද? අර සිටුේෂන් එක හිතට ගන්න. මම ස්විච් එකක් කවුද ප්‍රභාත් ස්විච් එකක් තරින්ද ස්විච් එකක්. ස්විච් තුනක් තියෙනවා. ස්විච් තුනක් කල් තියා මම කනෙක්ට් වෙලා ඉන්නවා ප්‍රභාත්ට. මම කනෙක්ට් වෙලා ඉන්නවා තරින්දට. දැන් ලින්ක් දෙකක් තියෙනවා. Right? There are two links already available. I connect with the Tarinda, I connect with the Prabhat. Now two links are already available. But there is another possibility, having link in between Prabhat and Tarinda. Is there such requirement? එහෙම requirement එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්ද? මොකද connectivity එක already available. පුළුවන්. Why? We should have
high availability.
Yeah, we should have a redundant link to maintain the reliability of the network or availability of the network. Because if the link in between myself and Prabhat is broken down, there should be connectivity in between the three switches. Two links are available, myself and Prabhat, myself and Tarinda. If link in between myself and Prabhat broken down, then one switch will be isolated. Prabhat will be also isolated. Myself and Tarinda are connected. But if we have connectivity in between Tarinda and Prabhat as well, the link in between myself and Prabhat will be disjoint, but at the same time, whatever the block port will be live, will be inactive to establish the connection in between three of us. Right? Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it is essential to have circular path. That is the first thing. දැන් හොඳට තේරුම් ගන්න මේක හොඳ concept එකක්. මේ ඉස්සරහටත් ඕනේ concept එකක්. Circular path තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Circular path අපිට අයින් කරන්න බෑ. ඇයි redundancy තියෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙනම් මෙයාලා introduce කරා මම හිතන්නේ ඒක data link layer level එකේ protocol එක. මේ වගේ circular path තියෙනවා නම් වර්තමාන communication එකට present communication will be interrupted. Then technically we block some links, block some ends, right? We block some ends. So we three are connected circular manner, but the, let's say, Tarinda's end in link in between Tarinda and Prabhat is there, and Tarinda's end it is blocked. Then Tarinda's end it is blinking amber. Tarinda's end, once network is settled, blinking amber. Once network is settled, blinking amber at the Tarinda's end, for example. But at the very beginning, we place the cable in between Tharinda and Prabha. It will be amber. තාම දන්නේ circular path එකක් තියනවද කියලා. Still network devices are not aware about whether there is a circular path or not. So at the very beginning, amber and looking into the detail available to assure there is no circular path. If there is no any circular path, it will become green. But if there is a circular path, it will not become a green. One end will be blinking amber because to avoid the circular path. So two state. Then I am going to ask the question. Malshani. Malshani, are you there? Oh, Malshani's brother is listening to the lecture. You are there, no? So what did you understand about this amber and blinking amber situation? Yes, I can hear you barely anyway. It's okay, we can manage.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just tell what you understood in between two different stages. Amber and blinking amber. Which one is common? Which one is very common? Amber or blinking amber? මේක තේරුම් අරගන්න පස්සේ කුප්පියේදී තේරුම් ගන්න නෙමෙයි මගෙන් අහගෙන තේරුම් ගන්න. එතකොට නේ මේ මටත් පොඩි ෆන් එකක් තියෙන මගේ මේ කාලේ මම වැදගත් දෙයකට යොමු කරා කියන්නේ. නිකන් බනහනා වගේ අහලා වැඩක් නැහැ. Some may be able to understand, but I know that majority will not be able to understand. In that case, you can ask the question and clarify the things as we have enough time, right? That's a no need to be hurry. Immediate තමයි ඉගෙන ගන්න තියෙන්නේ. මේ foundation එක අත්තිවාරම දාන්නේ, so no need to be hurry. Okay, just those who understand, just share your understand with the others. I need around 5 minutes. I will come back within 5 minutes, right? Discuss among you, right? No one is here to listen you. You can talk and discuss and try to understand these two things thoroughly. I will come back around within 5 minutes, right? There are chat messages.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you understand in between these two status? I want to just emphasize not the difference in between amber and blinking amber. There is a purpose for two different things. What are the two purposes? Andanika. Ahmed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is the difference?
Amber is a common.
Yeah, amber is very common. Amber, when you connect the computer with the switch also, amber will be appear. But link in between the computer and switch, blinking amber, will it appear? Link in between the computer and switch, the switch end, blinking amber will appear. There is a chat message. Okay, I always explain in Sinhala as well, right? If you throughout the session, that means I will look into this. I will open the Cisco packet tracer.
එහෙම වෙන්න පුළුවන් සර්.
මොකද්ද?
ඒ කම්පියුටර් එකයි ස්විච් එකයි කනෙක්ට් කරලා ගියාම වෙන්නේ.
amber වෙන්න පුළුවන්, blinking amber වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද?
ඉතින් මම
බෑනේ. blinking amber වෙන්නේ මොන ස්ටේට් එකකද? Cisco packet. blinking amber වෙන්නේ circular path එකක් තියෙන වෙලාවට විතරයි. The port is blocked to prevent the possible loop. Prevent the possible loop. ඒ කියන්නේ loop එකක් තිබිලා ඒක නැති කරන්න තමයි then link in between the computer and the switch will not be saved. මේ බලන්නකො. amber තියෙනවා තව ටිකකින් මේක green වෙයි. amber තියෙනවා පේනව නේද ඔයාලට screen එක? ඔව් මේක amber තියෙනවා තව ටිකකින් green වෙයි. මේක මේ පළවෙනි stage එක. පළවෙනි stage එක. now green. blinking green කියලා දෙයක් නැහැනේ මේ දෙක අතර. හරිද? ඉන්න බලන්න මේ දෙක link කරලා. Not sure, right? If I stuck with something, don't worry. Just link in between these two. At the beginning, it should be. මට මතක නෑ මේ VLAN උත් කරලා තියෙන්නේ නේ. At the beginning, blink. මේ amber. ඕක amber. දැන් මේක ටිකක් වෙලා ගියාට පස්සේ අරකේ විදිහට නම් එක පැත්තක් blinking amber වෙන්න ඕනේ අනිත් එක දෙපැත්තම blinking amber. නෑ blinking amber නේ. දෙපැත්තම blinking amber තියෙන්නේ. එකක් හැබැයි green වුණොත් තමයි හරි මට මතකයි.
එකක් green වුණොත් මේ අනිත් ඒවා switch නේ එතකොට අඳුරගන්නේ කොහොමද?
දෙපැත්තම green වුණානේ. එහෙම වෙන්න බෑනේ. එහෙනම් spanning tree protocol එක enable වෙලා නැතුව ඇති ඒකයි scene එක. circular දැන් මෙහෙම තියෙදි circular path එකනේ. මේ circular path එක. මෙහෙම circular path තියෙන්න බෑ. මෙතෙන්දී ඔක්කොම green වෙලා තියෙනවා. නමුත් එහෙම තියෙන්න බෑ. මේකේ එක side එක due to some
සර් ඕක මේ අපි අර එදා මේ පැකට් එකක් කියලා බැලුවානේ පැකට් එකක් කියලා බැලුවා නම් හරි.
එහෙම හරියන්නේ නැහැ මේ concept එක. මොකද මේ පැකට් එක යයි circular path එක තිබ්බ කියලා පැකට් එක යන්නේ නැති වෙන්නේ නැහනේ. network performance තමයි අඩු වෙන්නේ.
මේ පෙන්නනනේ යන්න ඕනේ අර පැත්ත. ඒ කියන්නේ තුනටම ගිහිල්ලා යන්න.
පොඩ්ඩයි ඉන්න බලන්න.
නෑ මේ පැකට් එක යනවා කියලා මම අදහස් කරේ මේ දැන් ඔතන PC 1 එකේ ඉඳන් එහා පැත්තේ PC 1 එකට ආවොත් දැන් ඔතන ස්විච් එකට ගිහිල්ලා යන පාත් දෙකක් තියෙනවානේ.
චුට්ටක් ඉන්නකො. දැන් අන්න මම just connect the three switches together නේ. බලමු මෙතෙන්දි මොකද වෙන්නේ මේක pure switches තුනක් නේ. මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා බලමු. දැන් මුලින්ම amber තිබිලා මෙයාලා දැන් green වලටපත් වුණා කොටසක්. හරිනේ. අතෙන්දි VLAN කඩලා මොකක් හරි කතන්දරයක් හින්දා තමයි circular path එක හැදුනේ. මේක මොකක් හරි port වල මොකක් හරි අවුලක් තියෙන්නේ. එතන වෙන කතාවක් නේ තියෙන්නේ. VLAN කතාවක් එක්ක නේද? මේ ඇත්තටම switch තුනක් normal switch තුනක් connect කරද්දි circular path එක හැදෙන්න බෑ කියන එක තමයි මෙතනින් justify වෙන්නේ. මේක මේ blinking amber වෙන්න ඕනේ. දැන් අරකේ විදිහට නම් අර මේක මේ switch එකේ මොකද්ද version එක? 3950 නේ. මේ switch එක මොකද්ද? 2950. 2960 බලමු අරක මොකද්ද කියන්නේ. ඒකත් එක චූටි වෙනසක් ඇති. හරිද? දැන් මේ අවස්ථා දෙක කියන්නේ දැන් මුලින්ම තිබ්බනේ amber කියලා. නේද? කනෙක්ට් කරපු ගමන්ම මේ ඔක්කොම amber නේ තිබ්බේ. ඇයි amber තිබ්බේ? එයාලා මුලින්ම දන්නේ නැහැ. එයාලා circular path වලට introduce වෙයිද මොනවද වෙන්නේ කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ. ඒකින්ද එයාලා amber වලින් පටන් ගන්නවා. amber වලින් පටන් අරගෙන they are trying to settle. එයාලා settle වෙන්න try කරනවා. දැන් settle වෙන්න try කරපුවාම ඒ වෙලාවටනේ blink තියෙන්නේ. ඒ වෙලාවට තමයි මුලින්ම blink තියෙන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ blinking amber වෙන්නේ මෙයාලා දැනගන්නවා මේක connect වුණොත් මේ මෙතනින් circular path එකක් හැදෙනවා. එහෙනම් මෙතන වෙන්න ඕනේ blinking amber. පටන් ගද්දි amber මෙතෙන්දි blinking amber. blink වෙනවද මන් දන්නේ නැහැ සරින් සරේ. නෑ. ඒ ස්ටාර්ට්අප් එකේ ඒ පටන් ගත්තේ අර පටන් ගත්තේ අර මොකද්ද ටිකක් වෙලා ගිහිල්ලා මේ සිංක් වෙලා නතර වුනේ ඒ පළවෙනි ස්ටේජ් එක මේක මේ තියෙන්නේ typically ports will remain in this state for the first 30 seconds after being activated අර මං link තුනක් දැම්මේ switch තුන අතර එතකොට මුලින්ම amber තිබ්බේ first 30 seconds they settle ඒ වගේ අදහසක් තියෙන ඉතින් හැමතිස්සෙම 30 second වෙන්න ඕනෙවත් එහෙම දෙයක් නැහැ. නමුත් අර settle වෙනවා කියලා දෙයක් තියෙනවා. settle වෙන level එකේදී loop හැදෙයිද කියන සැකේට ඔක්කොම port block කරගෙන තමයි පටන් ගන්න. port is blocked to ensure loop does not exist. ඒ කියන්නේ පාරවල් ඔක්කොම වහලා තමයි පටන් ගන්න. කඳවල පාරෙනුත් වහනවා, එයාපෝට් පාරෙනුත් වහනවා, මේන් ගේට් එක ගාවින් තරහට දාලා වහනවා. ඊට පස්සේ එක එක තමයි අරින්නේ. මේක සර්කියුලර් පාත් නෑ කියලා ෂුවර් වෙන විදිහට එක එක තමයි අරින්නේ. අන්න ඒ වගේ කතාවක් තියෙන්නේ. තේරුණාද කියන එක? හැබැයි මෙහෙම කරන් යද්දි අපි මේක අරින්නේ නෑ. කඳවල පාර එක අරින්නේ නෑ. එයාපෝට් රෝඩ් එකේ මේන් ගේට් එකේ හරහට දාපු බ්ලොක් එකයි විතරයි අරින්නේ. ඒ කතාව කිව්වහම අන්න කඳවල පාර එක එහෙම්මම තියෙනවා. එහෙනම් ඒක ඇම්බර් වලින් මූව් වෙනවා බ්ලින්කින් ඇම්බර් වලට. මේන් ගේට් එකේ ගා බ්ලොක් එක ඇම්බර් වලින් මූව් වෙනවා ග්‍රීන් වලට. එයාපෝට් ජංක්ෂන් එකේ කොහේ හරි තියෙන එකක් බ්ලොක් එක ඒක ඇම්බර් වලින් මූව් වෙනවා ග්‍රීන් වලට. කඳවල රෝඩ් එකේ ඇම්බර් වලින් මූව් වෙනවා මොකේදද? කඳවල රෝඩ් එකේ. ඒක ස්ටිල් බ්ලොක්ඩ්. එහෙනම් ඇම්බර් වලින් මූව් වෙනවා මොකේදද? green the blinking amber තාම බ්ලොක් එක එයා තියාගන්න. එයා ඒක ඇරියොත් ලූප් එකක් හැදෙනවා කියලා දන්න හින්දා එයා තාම බ්ලොක් එක තියාගන්නවා. එහෙනම් මොකද්ද? blinking amber. එහෙනම් blinking amber. ඕක තමයි ඔය දෙකේ වෙනස තියෙන්නේ. Did you understand? I think with this one you will be able to understand. We need this short of the circular path because, for example, I will delete one link here. Now that this one will become green automatically. This one become green because this has to do something for maintaining the connectivity. මේක connectivity එක තියාගන්න මේ පැත්ත ඕනේ වෙනවා. දැන් ටිකක් වෙලා යද්දි green වෙයි. ඒකට තමයි කියන්නේ මේ administratively block කරලා තියෙනවා. මේ link එක ඕනේ නැහැ කියලා අයින් කරලා දාන්නේ administratively block කරලා දාන්න. Now it is green. Right? Did you get the idea? Once I have a link in between them, amber, then once it is settled, some become the green, some become the blinking amber. Some become green, some become blinking amber. කොටසක් green වෙනවා කොටසක් blinking amber වෙනවා. ඒක තමයි දැන් අර පරණ ස්ටේජ් එකට ආවා. Okay, I hope you understood in different in between those two. At the beginning amber, after that permanently administratively blocked ports will be blinking, right? Then port speed LED. Indicate the port speed mode is selected. Port speed mode එක select කරා කියලා speed LED එක indicate කරන්න. When the selected indicate the port speed mode is selected. When selected, the port LEDs will display color with the different meaning. Okay. If the LED is off, port is operating at the 10 Mbps. Blinking green, 1000 Mbps. Off 10 Mbps, green 100 Mbps, blinking green 1000 Mbps. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Just look into the YouTube. Just shall we check with that?
Are you ready to improve your English? Join Conversation Alive with live teachers
Hope you can hear now. You can hear now, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's look into the indicator.
Hey guys, welcome to RJ Tech Bytes. Today we're going to cover port LEDs on Cisco Catalyst switches. Port LEDs, or link lights as they're colloquially called, are the LEDs that are located right above the ports on a switch, and they're really handy to use as a quick reference while troubleshooting port-specific issues. We'll be working with a 3750 V2 switch in this video, but this knowledge can be applied to just about any Catalyst switch. There are a few exceptions here. For example, Catalyst 6500 series switches behave a bit differently in terms of their port LEDs, but for the most part what I'm showing you on this 3750 V2 will apply for other Catalyst switches. So, before looking at the port LEDs on a switch, I'm going to ensure that the port status or stat light to the left of the ports is lit up and that the system or syst light above it is a solid green. If the system light is off, it means that the switch is not receiving power, and if it's amber, it means the switch is receiving power, but there's a problem that's preventing it from operating normally. I can cycle through the lights in this left column by pressing the mode button, and if the speed, the duplex, or any of the other lights are lit, the port LEDs will light up differently in order to show different information. In this video, we'll focus on the information that's conveyed by the port LEDs when the port status or stat light is lit. Okay, on to the port LEDs. You can see that I've got port 12 connected here. We know we're connected and the port is up because the corresponding port LED is green. You might notice the port numbers increment from left to right, with all the odd numbered ports on the top and the even numbered ports on the bottom. The shape of the port LED reflects how the ports are oriented. Odd numbered port LEDs are shaped like this, while even numbered port LEDs are shaped like this. Now let's get into the different port LED statuses and what they mean. The LEDs can be lit in a few different ways, which will help indicate the state that the port is currently in. If the port LED is completely off, it means that there is no link whatsoever. If you plug a cable into a switch to create a link, you generally expect the port LED to come on. If it doesn't light up, it indicates that the switch is not connected to a neighboring device. This is usually because of one of the following reasons. 1. The switch port is administratively shut down, or the neighboring switch port is administratively shut down. We can check this by running a show IP interface brief from the command line of the switch. This will tell us if the port is shut down. If the port is shut down, we can issue the no shutdown command in interface configuration mode to resolve the issue. Reason number 2 for the port LED being off is hardware failure. This means that either the switch port is defective, the neighboring switch port is defective, or the cable is defective. This is a simple hardware issue that can be tested by ruling out possible issues in order to isolate the source of the problem. So, you want to try testing the same connection with either a known good port on the neighboring switch, a known good port on your switch, or a known good cable to rule out issues one by one and determine what isn't working properly. Reason number 3 for the port LED being off. The cable is unplugged or isn't seated properly in one of the two switch ports. This is more likely to occur if the retention tabs on the switch port have been broken off, which sometimes happens when cables are forcibly pulled from the switch ports. Broken retention tabs means the cable can slide out or get yanked out more easily. Another corner case where the port LED is off for at least this particular model of switch is when the port is connected, but it's in the error disable state. This means that the switch has disabled the port because particular conditions were met. Okay. Now, assuming that the ports on both switches are not shut down, there are no cabling or hardware issues, and the port is not in error disable mode, you should see a port LED come on. However, the switches still might not be ready to pass traffic. An amber port LED generally means that there is still an issue that's preventing the switch from forwarding traffic normally. For example, it could be because you just plugged in the cable and spanning tree needs to converge. If that's the case, you just need to wait for the spanning tree timers to expire and the port will come up. It could also mean that there is some other configuration issue. If you're faced with an amber port LED, you may need to run a few show commands to diagnose the issue. So if there are no issues with the link, or if you've corrected any issues you had, the amber light should turn green, which indicates the port is fully up and ready to pass traffic. And that's it as far as port LEDs go. To recap, a link light or port LED will stay off if there is a physical connectivity issue or if the port is administratively shut down. It will typically be amber if there is a configuration issue or if spanning tree is blocking the port, and it will be green if the port is up. Thanks for viewing. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more content.
Okay, you got some understand about that. I will drop that link as a chat message. Any question from that video? Some understand is there, no? At least you looked into the switch and got the idea about the different purposes, different reasoning behind blinking and those. Just refer the video again if you want to further clarify on this stuff. Right? Hope you got the link. Move forward. Here about the power over Ethernet. Power over Ethernet is supported. If power over Ethernet is supported, PoE mode LED will be presented. Right? If LED is off, indicate that PoE mode is not selected and none of the port have been denied power or placed in the fault condition. LED is blinking amber. PoE mode is not selected, but at least one of the ports has been denied power as a PoE fault. Blinking amber means there is a fault. Not going to much detail. If it is green, that work properly. If it is off, if the port LED is off, PoE is off. If the port LED is green, PoE is being provided to device. Off status was there, no? Previous. What is the difference in between these two off modes? Mode LED. This one is the different. And both are same. It is repeating about the off and green. Alternating green amber. What is the previous one? It is the blinking amber. Blinking amber, this one is the alternating green amber. Green vena, amber vena. PoE is denied because providing power to the power device will exceed the switch power capacity. Whatever the way, right? There are different combinations to describe. As far as we are not much familiar with the power or Ethernet, and we are not using the power Ethernet in Sri Lanka, so we don't need to too much worry. Do you know whether it is, as far as I know, it is not used in Sri Lanka? Do you know any such example using the PoE in Sri Lanka? But we don't know. You migrate and work, so better to have some idea about PoE as well, right? I think these videos will not work. These are local computer also. Right, blinking amber and amber. there are different purpose for those, right? Status 1 off no link, solid green link operational, flashing green port is sending and receiving data, alternating green amber, link fault, solid amber, port is forwarding because it was disabled by management or address violation, blocking by spanning tree protocol, whatever the thing, yeah, right? What is this? Mode learning without a description. This one should be the mode. Full duplex. UTL mean 100 Mbps කියන එක speed එක. This one is the speed. Off නම් 10 Mbps, green නම් 100 Mbps. Off නම් half duplex, green නම් full duplex. UTL, what is that UTL? Let's go back and see. Not sure what is UTL, right? Sorry, where are we? UTL. Anyone has idea about the UTL? Just search. Or we will look into this. If all LEDs are green, the switch is using 50% or more of the total
According to
bandwidth.
Collins Dictionary, a small ball of wire or stiff plastic or a flat piece of a rough fabric used for cleaning kitchen pots and
Utilization
pans.
කියන්නවද? This one. Man, this one. Not sure. You better check, right? And let me know. So other things are clear. I will come up with that maybe next class. So verifying the portlets during the switch port. I think we will continue from here at the next lecture. I will put a note like this. Okay, you can put your attendance now. Let's find up the session. Meantime, you can ask any question if you have. Anyone know about the UTL, that thing? Meantime, post the attendance, right? ඒක තමයි bandwidth. ඒක තමයි. Then less than 50% of the
uniform resource locator කියන එක.
a URL නේ. මේ 50% of the bandwidth use වෙනවද නැද්ද? use වෙනවා නම් green, use වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් off. Yes. Switch is using less than 50% of the total bandwidth. If two rightmost LEDs are off, the switch is using the less than 25% of the total bandwidth. So use of the available bandwidth of the switch is indicated by the UTL. Whatever the UTL stands for is the question at the moment. I will look into that, and you better look into that term during the before the next lecture, right? Yeah, okay, thank you then. Thank you very much. Bye.